place now, about 45 metres out from Essendon's goal, but from there they'll be coming back against a very strong northerly breeze blowing across the ground. Boundary throw-in taking place. Talbot opposed to Hampshire. Over the back came Cowton. The ball underneath Talbot, and the umpire will have no option but to bounce.
Bounce taking place 40 metres out from the Essendon goal. 7 points. The deficit facing Footscray at this stage. Talbot gets a knock, knocked on by Dunnell, goes after it again, can't win possession. Watson did so, and he's penalised for dropping the ball, holding the ball, and it's again Doug Hawkins. Hawkins, a fine player right throughout today on the wing for his side. Using the drop punt up towards the wing, and a lovely mark taken by Neil Danaher. Bringing play across in towards centre-half forward, and although it was marked by Moylan, Danaher trying to come across to the attacking side of the ground. Moylan's kick, not a particularly good one, but a favourable bounce from a Footscray point of view. Sees it go over the three players' head, knocked back towards Merritt. Merritt puts the handball wide. Mansfield gathers it in. Mansfield comes right up, runs around one opponent. His kick's smothered, comes off towards Wheeler. He gets it down to Moylan. Moylan handballs forward to Smets. Smets now up over the centre with his kick. Big pack of players up. It's knocked down by Crow. Knocked on again as Cordy comes through. Cordy screws the ball up over the shoulder. He can almost go for it again. It'll be called play on. It's back now to Lowe. Lowe's kick smothered, and a pack of players forming. No chance at all for anybody to get the ball out there, and umpire Neville Nash coming in to bounce the ball.
Essendon leading by 7 points at the 6.5-minute mark of the final quarter. Reid going in for Essendon, getting a hand pass hurriedly out toward Mansfield. He can't do a thing with it, and umpire Nash, you saw, said a bounce would take place. It's on centre wing outer side, so it's right in the middle of the ground virtually. There it is, 7 points the difference in Essendon's favour. Merritt up high. And into the back of Hampshire. Hampshire he's looking for a chance to play on quickly there, but now he has it. Going in toward the half-forward zone to the outer side, looking for Jennings. Muir there, tapping the ball further forward, and we'll see the boundary throw-in take place on Footscray's half-forward flank. We're about 55, 60 metres out from goal and against the breeze. That is the defensive side of the ground. We've seen most of the play this afternoon. Tapped out by Merritt, down toward to Reid. He can't handle it cleanly. Still going toward the boundary line, and it's still out of bounds. Another out of bounds anyhow. 7-7 playing 5-12. You see that on that small screen in the background.
At the throw-in, Dunstan there with Merritt. Merritt wins that on this occasion. Puts it wide. Handball back by Wheeler, but it's intercepted by Bennett of Essendon. Bennett towards centre-half forward, and waiting there to take the good mark is Stephen Torbett.
But once again, Bob, on the wrong side of the ground, aren't they?
Torbett trying to direct it across. Madden's coming out, knocked away, take towards Dunnell, and Dunnell penalised as he put the ball straight to turf. 15-metre penalty being paid against Dunnell. Now he gives it back to Albie Smets.
And Smets can put Footscray forward here. Footscray not out of this game, not by any shape. He kicks up high to the half-forward zone. The ball punched away down toward Hurd. Hurd putting it back from whence it came. That is down toward Dunnell. They fly high, and the mark will be paid to Talbot again. He looked for the chance to play on. It was just about there, but he realised he would have been forcing himself to the wrong side of the ground. Talbot putting it up high. It's a very good shot, but not quite across far enough, and only one behind resulting.
Covered surprising distance with that kick, Jack.
Yes, he got a lot of distance out of that. Well, it was around about a 50 or 55, 60-metre kick. Very good kick indeed. And one more point to the Essendon score. 8 points now they lead Footscray by, and the time clock is 8.5 minutes into the final term. Robert McGee.
A long kick. Half-back flank. Hawkins up high over the top. Couldn't hold the mark, though, and it's grabbed by Mansfield. He screws it down towards the pocket, but his kick's offline. Bounces just inside the boundary line, and then now we'll see a throw-in take place. More on the half-forward line. In fact, I think he may have been out of bounds before he actually kicked the ball.
Yes, the umpire taking the ball right back around to that position Bob Skilton told you. The boundary throw-in taking place now, and the ruckman forming up at Talbot and Hampshire. It's at the back of the pack. A chance for Moylan, who was being held when he didn't have it, and he should take the free kick.
John Moylan, Footscray half-back flanker, has been a very good player for his side right throughout the day. Moylan into the centre with the kick. Punched forward by Scanlon. Taken calmly by Bennett. Bennett's kick off on the side of the boot a little bit. And once again, it's Moylan who takes the mark. You saw Bennett there. He's pretty sore and sorry after that one. Moylan gets the handball across to Wheeler. Wheeler drives it towards the half-forward line. Past both Stoneham and Foulds. Back to Foulds once again. And Foulds now bringing the ball out, trying to get on the attacking side of the ground. but it goes towards Smets. Smets falling over at the vital moment, knocks it back towards Reid. Reid gets out of trouble, should give it across towards Smets. Smets under a lot of pressure, knocked forward by Hurley, handles the ball beautifully. Keeps it close to the boundary line. It's on the attacking side of the ground from an Essendon point of view, though. It now goes over the boundary line, although this is where we saw Footscray kick a goal from in the third quarter, because it is on the attacking side, and any possession of the ball is an opportunity of scoring.
Yes, every chance of a score from here. Essendon leading Footscray by 8 points and in a position to increase their lead. The ball on the right side of the ground, only 30 metres out from goal, but Gary Cowton's about to change that now. Hand passes on to Reid, and Reid should put a lot of space between himself and the ball, but he kicks short, and it's all Essendon here. An easy mark taken by Gary Folds. Folds playing yet another consistent game for Essendon. Puts it down to Hurd. Hurd accepts on centre wing, looks into a fairly congested half-forward line. There's more players over the Essendon side of the centre line than there is at the other end. Hurd kicking long, up toward the high flyers, but Hampshire punts it down. Clark takes the crumb and kicks up high, up toward McGee and also Talbot. Neither can get it. Talbot tries to keep it in play. McGee trying to force it out of bounds, I would think, and the umpire coming in to sort things out to say that the bounce will be affected only about 15 metres away. You can see the behind post there.
Kevin Smith, Ruckman, Talbot and Hampshire. Hampshire got the knock, but it went straight over the boundary line from that tap by Ian Hampshire, and this time we'll see a throw-in rather than a bounce.
Essendon in the second quarter, when they were kicking this way with the breeze, kicked 5 goals, 5.
And they were slow to start in that term as well, gradually getting on top of Footscray. Could have possibly been a Footscray free kick, as we see trying to get the ball out now, and handballing it through for 1 point, the Footscray skipper in Jeff Jennings. And Jennings looking a little bit like the proverbial trotter, with the knee bandaged, the arm bandaged.
If they pull the sticking plaster off him, Bobby might fall apart. Here's McGee looking for somewhere to go. Plays on from the full back position and will put the boot right behind it. That he does, and he kicks out fairly long. Hampshire takes the mark, is looking for someone to go past. Eventually found Smets, who drives up to the half-forward zone. Templeton coming down, but Clark, Scanlon nearly took the mark. Hand pass comes out in the direction of Shaw. Shaw picking up, coolly playing the ball along the outer flank to the half-back position. And it's with Danaher. Danaher looking for and receiving a 15-metre penalty. And the chance to play on is now with him. He gives the ball to Reid. Reid left foots it across, looking for a teammate in Watson, and finds Watson, who was about to hand pass. He only eluded Reid. He kicks up high to the full forward zone. It's punched away. Hurd comes in, can't gain possession. And McGee picks up, walks around the opposition, gets back to his kicking foot, that being the left, and finds Dunstan, who's space in front of him now. Dunstan takes plenty of time, finds Smets with a hand pass, and Footscray going forward.
From the boot of Albie Smets, and a good mark taken down there by Neil Cordy. Cordy going on straight away. The long kick from Cordy, swinging back, but I don't think far enough. And yes, it is. It's a beautiful goal. Well, I misread that, Jack. How did you see it?
Well, I thought that he hadn't allowed enough for the breeze ball. I thought he'd allowed too much, I should say, but he kicked it as straight as a die. And I was inclined to agree with you until I saw the umpire coming up, and Cordy, his reason.
I wonder, Jack. I think the expression on the face of Cordy there indicated that he thought it was a point as well. But nonetheless, it's only 3 points now, and Footscray are so far in this term, at the 13-minute mark, have played much the better football than Essendon. Essendon having real trouble in getting any score on the board. They've only kicked 2 points at the 8-minute mark and the 11-minute mark, whilst Footscray have kicked 2 goals. One from Templeton and that last one from Cordy.
Well, can Footscray get the next one? They'll be looking for it, of course. Picked up by Dunstan, kicked up long toward Whitten. Whitten into the back of Scanlon slightly. It's picked up by Jennings. He puts it across toward Templeton. That's a bad one for Templeton, but it bounces badly also. It's tapped toward the boundary line, and we'll see a boundary throw-in taking place in a position which favours Footscray's half-forwards. A lot of barracking there, but a little bit of foxing going on too, I thought.
Very much so,
A
Jack.
little bit of ham acting. Templeton going for the knock toward the boundary line. Prim is there. He takes the ball over the boundary line. Oh, the umpire said he didn't.
And the umpire was a little bit blocked for it from the division there, as we see Hampshire take what I thought would have been paid. And in underneath the pack was Talbot. Hampshire a little bit unlucky not to have been paid the mark then, but now Essendon going forward from the boot of Stephen Talbot. The big kick. Donnell up high from behind. A great mark by Donnell, getting into the back of his opponent. And Donnell, the opportunity of bringing up his third goal. And the two goals that Donnell kicked have been from very similar positions to this. So if he just kicks in exactly the same manner, he should have his third goal on the board and make the margin again between the sides 9 points.
Well, it's only 15 minutes, not quite 15 minutes have gone. The final quarter you're watching from the Essendon Oval. It's Essendon at home to Footscray, and Essendon only slightly in front by 3 points, but Frank Donnell the chance to make it 9 points, and then he does. Good shot for goal in these bad conditions, very windy here. A good goal by Donnell, and a very happy Frank Donnell going back to his position after kicking his third goal. So 9 points of difference, Bobby, but still anyone's go.
Footscray fans will be looking at that boundary line, Jack, and wondering whether it was over the line or not, but you don't stop until the umpire signals over it, and now we see the result of it all. 1 goal to Essendon, and again, as I said, 9 points to margin.
And umpire Kevin Smith putting it down.
Hampshire is in there with Madden. Hampshire and Madden, neither clear knock. Taken by Hawkins. Hawkins, a long hand pass. A beautiful piece of football. It's out to Kelly. Kelly runs forward. He was going to run past the tackle. The cop run too high, and he'll take the free kick on the half-forward line.
I think he really should have hand passed on, because now the Footscray forward line is very, very congested. Jennings is all by himself, but he was a bit late to see that. He's now going to put the ball long, hopeful for Templeton. The kick off the side of the boot. Jennings a chance to take the mark. He dropped the chest mark. There you go, tapped out of bounds on purpose, but the umpire doesn't pay the penalty.
Jennings a little bit unfortunate not to take that mark. Going in the boundary, in the forward pocket for Footscray. Templeton in the front position. Dunstan diving in there. Grabbed by the foot. Egan picks it up, gives it to Stoneham. Stoneham's kicked straight up in the air. Templeton's underneath it, but so too is Lowe. And Lowe of Footscray coming across. It could have been Lowe or Templeton that took that mark. And Lowe, normally a pretty good kick, Jack.
Yes, he's normally a very accurate kick, Bob, and he won't want to allow too much for the breeze, because that end goal, that is the Mapeya Street end, is shielded by the grandstand. He's going for his first goal. It's a vital kick. He's missed it. I think, yes, it's too much. He put it up high, but he didn't. It wasn't the breeze that affected that kick, Bob. It was just a bad kick.
It went straight off the boot, Jack. It went exactly, well, in a direct line from the boot to where it finished.
Well, Shaw bringing the ball back. The score in front of you. Essendon enjoying an 8-point lead, if you could call it enjoying, but at least they are in front. To the outer side, Hampshire goes to spoil, taken by Reid. The ball with Danaher. And Danaher from centre ring puts it up to the half-forward zone, looking for Primmer. Primmer, I was going to say Foxat, and that was dead right. He acted for that one. Wheeler takes the ball away for Footscray. And to the outer side, looks for Hawkins. Can't find him. Reid's there, giving chases Moylan, but Reid right on the boundary line. Went for a hand pass back. Essendon desperately trying to get the ball forward, and they do.
Hand pass from Steele across to Mansfield. Mansfield towards centre half forward. A well-directed kick, and a good mark taken by Torp.
Well, if he kicks this goal, Bob, I won't say it'll be a good night for Footscray, but will make their task very, very difficult indeed.
Torbert going for his second goal. Puts the ball high in the air. There's plenty of distance there. So too is the accuracy. So a great goal from Stephen Torbert. Arms high in the air in rocky fashion. And a very, very happy Stephen.
And it's Essendon on 9-9-63. Footscray 6-13-49. 18 shots to 19 shots, but Footscray is still trailing. So can they get a couple of quick goals and get themselves back into the game? At the centre bounce, and we're 18 and a half minutes into the final quarter.
14 points. The margin between the sides as Hampshire gets it down. It went past Smetso, grabbed by Mansfield. He gets the kick down towards centre half forward. It's into the non-scoring flank. Wheeler coming out. Took a little bit long to get a kick, but he got the handball in. Moylan grabs it. The left foot kick from Moylan towards the centre wing. Reid and Hawkins is off their hands. Comes through towards Neil Danaher. Danaher well tackled. Lost possession of the ball. Brings it back in again. Hawkins hanging onto him from behind. And Hawkins and Danaher bringing the ball up from underneath themselves. And umpire Kevin Smith tapped on the head by Danaher.
We're 19 minutes into the final quarter. Essendon have a lead over Footscray of 14 points, and Footscray have a chance to go into attack. Hampshire couldn't make contact. Whitten went through, left the ball behind, was pushed in the back, and he will take the free kick. Whitten can place the ball into centre half forward. He'll be looking for Templeton. That's up in front with Stoneham. The ball's on the turf with Lowe. A hand pass comes out, a hurried one. Couldn't find a teammate. Danaher takes it away. Got it out toward Clark. Clark has a panic all in front of him. And Clark walks around on that occasion, Reid. He looks for a forward up there, and he finds Merritt. Merritt takes the mark for Essendon. Only 30 metres out from goal, possibly 35, and the breeze will be right in his face. So Merritt going for his first goal. And if he does get this, I think that Footscray could be looking at defeat. So Merritt, a chance to just about cap the game off. But not an easy shot, not by any stretch of the imagination. Kick on its way, the breeze holding it up. It may not have enough to carry. It's been forced down and through for one behind only. So another point helps Essendon's cause. That makes them 15 points now in front of Footscray. Footscray 6-13-49 and Essendon 9 goals 10-64. Murray going straight up the ground, the only way to go when you're trailing.
Lovely kick from Murray. Stoneham up from behind. Scanlon it was. Gets it across to Foles. A great player for Essendon. Foles from the half-forward line brings it across. A perfectly positioned kick, but it's a Footscray mark for mine. In the front, Carlton. And although Talbot finished up with the ball, Carlton was there holding that firmly.
He's forced to the scoring side of the ground, though. If Hurd can grab this and drive it into the forward pocket, there'll be another chance for Essendon. Hurd rode the bump and kick out of bounds on the full. A bad mistake by the Footscray defenders, and Watson will take the free kick. I don't think he'll score, but he'll go very close.
Watson, a beautiful kick right down to the goal square. Hampshire at the back. Bundle Carlton out of the way. It's grabbed by Merritt. His kick smothered. He comes in again. Mansfield kicks it off the ground. But it's touched.
Touched right on the line by the diving Richard Murray, I think it was. So Footscray once again saving a goal, but they still have to get the ball up the other end of the ground to get a score because they're now trailing by 16 points. Footscray need 3 goals to take this game out.
Stoneham unable to get to the mark. Still followed on again. Moved out of the way. Kelly gets a hand pass forward. He's looking for Dunstan. Dunstan a quick kick out wide of the wing. Witten's waiting down there for it. The bounce favours Witten. He goes for the short pass, looking for Jennings. Jennings will give a hand pass to Hoffman. Hoffman can go for the run. He's had the one bounce. He's chased by Shaw. He'll go for the kick now. He screws it across, looking for Corey. Beautiful play by Hoffman. A great piece of football as the Essendon defenders all thought that he was going to have the shot at goal. And Hoffman put a lovely pass across to Cordy, who'll be going for his second goal.
Well, he kicked the goal from further out than this. He's only 15 metres out from where he'll kick. Neil Cordy, a chance to tighten the scores up. Coming in, point blank range. He's missed it badly. That's a bad miss by Cordy.
Cordy running too close to the man on the mark.
He had plenty of room though too, Bob. Like he was only 15 metres out.
That's right, Jack.
So players do make that mistake, get too close to the man on the mark, and then they have to pop the ball up in the air. It was a bad kick.
So 15 points. Again, the margin.
And no excuse for the miss. So Neil Cordy having the chance there to get Footscray closer. The breeze, or the flag showing you the extent of the breeze up here. Very windy hill indeed this afternoon. Muir kicking in for Essendon to the outer side. A beautiful kick, looking for the big Madden. Can't find him. Taken by Stoneham. His kick ricochets off the players, and now we see it over the boundary line after Madden got the fist into it. Little scoreboard on the outer side showing Essendon are leading by 15 points over Footscray at the 23-minute mark. We're in the final quarter.
Hampshire got the ball down. Mansfield trying to burst through the pack. A good piece of umpiring. I don't think Mansfield had any chance there. And umpire Kevin Smith. And there were many occasions, Jack, when we're critical of umpires, but I do believe that these two today have done a fine job.
Yes, Bobby, they're two very experienced umpires. Witten looking for the free kick. He put the ball down. He may be lucky to get that one, but he has been paid the free kick for holding the man. So Ted Witten has a chance now to put Footscray further forward, but he's found Danaher with a bad kick.
Danaher. Well, really, a first-year player, Jack, but on the number of occasions that we've seen Essendon, I don't think Danaher's put in a bad game. Danaher's kick dropping short, beg your pardon, and Ian Hampshire takes the mark.
Well, you saw the time clock there. It's now approaching 24 minutes, the final quarter.
Handball from Hampshire, taken there by Carlton. Carlton walks back and gets around his opponent. The kick's off the side of the boot, but it's effective nonetheless as it goes into the waiting arms of Michael Kelly.
Well, Kelly couldn't score from here. 60 metres out from goal. There's Wheeler having a few words to say. Terry Wheeler playing his 100th game today for Footscray. The kick by Kelly going very high, dropping 20 metres out from the goal, and another mark to Danaher. So Danaher now, Neil Danaher this is. His brother Terry is out with an injury, of course. And Essendon are missing his services, but they're certainly getting well served by this Danaher we're seeing on screen now. Beautiful kick.
Right out towards the centre wing, over the hands of the pack. Must have either been touched or bounced just before the line, and a throw-in will take place.
15 points the difference in Essendon's favour, and we are approaching the 25-minute mark, so from there we'll go into time on. The longest quarter we've had today being 30 minutes. That was the second quarter.
Up high, Madden gets it down. A lovely piece of ruck work as Primer takes the ball away. Tried to get it back towards the centre half forward position. It comes straight past a number of players. Clark showing pace. It's hooked back by McGee into the waiting arms down there. And for mine, a free kick would have been to Merritt, but was going the other way. And umpire deeming that he had gained possession of the ball. And it'll be kicked down there, taken by Moylan of Footscray.
There he goes, up to the half, or nearly centre of the ground. They all fly high. Essendon players compete against each other. The hand pass came out from Stonen, taken by Dunstan, given to, on this occasion, Smets, who puts it into the forward pocket, but the kick is too long, I think. Yes, it's over the boundary line, and Max Crow will take the free kick for Essendon. And he will drive the ball. I think he'll face to the outer side. No, he's not. He's in two minds as to which way to go. Yes, he's broken away, hasn't played over the mark. That's the second time that's been allowed today.
Well, I'm very lucky that it wasn't a mark and maybe resulting in a goal. It still could, though, as we see Jennings pick the ball up for Footscray. Handball across to Hampshire. Hampshire tries it, does break through the tackle. Now drives it back towards the goal line. At the back was Cordy, but the well-judged mark by Max Crow.
Max Crow too tall for Cordy in that position, Bob. So Crow won't care if Cordy doesn't give the ball back to him, of course. He's waiting for it.
I think Cordy realised that, Jack, that it was no good wasting time when you face almost a 3-goal deficit.
That's right. Crow will now go to the outer side and muster the biggest kick possible.
And there's a good kick by Crow, wide out to the half-back flank. Oh, glorious mark, really. He wasn't high in the air, but one hand up, knocked it across to the other, and that's the 10th mark taken today by Simon Madden. Madden's kick out towards the wing, and Muir, the back pocket player, coming right down the ground, taking the mark.
Russell Muir putting it on its way in toward the half-forward zone. Robbins in the back. He won't be paid the mark. It'll be the free kick, of course, but it's a pretty hard way to earn them. Got flattened into the turf there. Stephen Robbins taking plenty of time because he knows that Essendon have this game in their hands now. All they have to do is play up the time and make sure they don't make any fundamental errors. Hurd taking the kick from Robbins, going for the short pass again to Watson. Watson will walk that because the reason being there'd been a 15-metre penalty awarded against the Footscray team, and Hurd will now have another kick for Essendon. He's 62 or 3 metres out from goal, so I couldn't imagine him scoring. He'll be looking, I think, for a short pass or hopeful for a high mark. Shane Hurd putting it up long.
Lovely position kick. Big pack of players up. Merritt was high above the pack but couldn't take the mark. Handball out of defence to cross to Smets. Smets will give the handball wide where Dunstan's coming down again. Dunstan really knowing how to get a kick in this game of football, but he's running around now trying to do a little bit too much. Handballs across to Reid. Reid now up towards the centre wing. Templeton's down there with Shaw. And lovely mark by Kelvin Templeton.
When you call Templeton, everyone might think that he's close to goal. He's actually on centre wing. He's come right down to the centre wing position to pick up a kick for his team. Kelvin Templeton had been brought out to try and bolster the half-forward line, which hasn't been functioning this afternoon for Footscray. He kicks now in toward the half-forward zone. No mark for Scanlon, picked up by Reid. Hand pass to Robbins, and Essendon going forward again. Robbins puts the ball long into the forward pocket, looking for Merritt, and Merritt up couldn't take the mark. Taken away by Murray. The hand pass comes in toward Wheeler.
Wheeler gets a favourable bounce eventually. Now swings it around in towards the centre. Lovely kick, finds Carlton. Carlton playing on straight away. Running in towards the centre and the long kick. It's an awkward one to mark though because it's a real floater. Well handled for a big fellow by Madden there, and he gets it across to Folds. Folds, another prolific kick winner. Runs past Watson. Watson, Hellwin not in possession, and he'll get the free kick on the centre wing.
Well, Watson also will not hurry to get his kick. He has the ball on the centre wing position and will be looking into the half-forward line. I think he'll just go for the kick downfield. I can't see any leads that he can think of. He just puts it up high and hopes. The ball floats down. No mark is taken. Donnell juggles it out of the pack. Comes out with a hand pass to Robbins. He'll put it back in toward the goal square. Two big fellas for Essendon are standing there, working in the goal square. And the mark, even though Merritt could have taken it, Talbot has taken the mark 15 metres out from goal. So after this kick, irrespective of the score, it'll be good night Footscray. He's going for his third goal. The time clock at the 29-minute mark, and there's the siren. So any score that is kicked will be allowable, of course. Talbot, 15 metres out from goal, putting the ball on its way now. Talbot kicks with accuracy, another goal to Essendon, so that's 1 percentage. And Footscray on 6 goals, 50 points, have been defeated by Essendon on 10 goals, 11, and the scoreboard being changed now, 71 points. Essendon have run out winners over Footscray by 21 points.
And Talbot finished up with 3 goals for Essendon, likewise Donnell. Templeton got 3 for Footscray. There was one report in the match. Essendon's Dennis Scanlon by goal umpire Pratt for allegedly striking Footscray's Terry Wheeler. He wouldn't be the first guy to attempt that either.